Hello and welcome to another episode of Deck Tech. I am looking at Standard, and we are looking at having a very spicy, spicy burn combination deck. It's not all about the burn, but it's a lot of burn. And it's about as much as what I could do with what is currently in Standard. But it is, like I said, a very spicy deck. And as you can see, each card has a very specific thing it can do. Now, I do need to switch the cards over to Snowlands, and I have not done that yet. But it will eventually get there, I'm sure. But yeah, it is a very spicy deck. Now, the whole point is to be able to burn out the other opponent's creatures, and then to come back and just hit with straight up power. And most of the spells can hit both creature and it can hit any target virtually. There's a few that can't, but most of them can. But let's get into the deck. Excuse me. We start off with a Queen Hellhound, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, he gets a +2/+2 till end of turn. He's a 0/1. He becomes a 2/3. I got him because he's a 1 mana, and I want to keep the mana cost cheap for the deck, because I don't want to play as many lands as what I do with most other ones. But he's nice because it does a pretty good job of balancing it out. And for early game, he can get some nasty damage in. Fireblade Charger. He has haste if it's equipped. I don't have equipment in this, but the reason why he's in there is whenever he dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Usually it stays about a 1/1, but let's say I have a couple turns where I swing in because, he's too small. Then all of a sudden he hits, they block with a 2/1 or even bigger. And then I can either option to burn it out, whatever it is he's playing against, and kills him, or I turn around and use the damage from him to kill off the creature. But the main focus of the deck is to start off by killing all the creatures, and then when the creatures are low on power and there's not many creatures on his side left, then you start attacking the player. But it is very spicy. The next one is Frostbite. 1 mana for a 2/2. If I play with snow permanents, again, a reason why I need to switch the lands over the snow. I have the snow, I just got to put them in there. I keep forgetting because every time I go to play the deck, I get playing it and then I just forget. But 2 damage to any target creature or planeswalker. Or I'm sorry, to target creature or planeswalker. And if I control 3 or more snow lands, then it deals 3 damage instead. Now that 3 can make a big difference, but it's just going after creatures or planeswalkers. But that still ain't a bad deal. I need to put my phone on the charger. But the next one is Play with Fire. Again, to any target. And if a player's dealt damage this way, you can scry. Again, I use it more for the creature damage than for player damage. But still, 2 damage to any target, and if a player's dealt damage, then you can scry. Scry is always good. Shock, a old tried and true card, 2 damage, any target. Spikefield Hazard, 1 damage to any target. If a permanent dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. I've done that a few times. But it also provides a land if I need it. That's bigger reason why I like it. Dragon's Fire, 3 damage to target creature or planeswalker, and if I reveal a dragon card, good grief. If I reveal a dragon card, it deals damage equal to the power of that card or creature instead, which the Leeline Tyrant is a dragon. So that's 4 damage. Flame Channeler. When a spell he's a creature, and when a spell you control deals damage, transform him. I have done this a few times, and this has really come in handy. This is how you get extra card draw. Whenever a spell you control deals damage, put a flame counter on Embodiment of Flame. That is, anytime that you throw a spell, he will transfer. He will give you the initial transfer, then after that he will give you a counter. You can also pay one and remove a counter from it to exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. That has given me several plays. Royal Eruption, 3 damage to any target. If the spell is kicked, it deals 5 damage instead. I don't usually kick it. That's 7 mana. I have better uses for that. Ingenious Inspiration deals 3 damage to any target. It is 3 mana. And you learn. I will go over that list in a minute. Improvised Weaponry deals 2 damage to any target, and you create a treasure token. Leeline, the treasure token is right there. Sacrifice the artifact, and add 1 mana of any color. Again, the deck is really spicy. But you got to remember, you need to attack the creatures. It's not a 100% win rate, and there's probably ways to improve it and build better around it. But it still does a lot of damage, and it's a really nice play. The next one, Leeline Tyrant. I got 2 more creatures here. Playing 4 and 3 figuratively. But you don't lose unspent red mana on steps and phases end. And then when he dies, you may pay any amount of red. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target. Again, I have won games with him. But if they have any kind of removal, he is their. Once he comes out, they know that he is the threat they need to target. So they usually save it for him. But again, if he dies, you pay mana. Hopefully you have mana left over from the previous turn. But you pay mana and then you hit it with that. And then the final creature is Rock Slide Sorcerer. And whenever you cast an instant sorcery or wizard spell, he deals 1 damage to any target. I have killed creatures with this. I have hit people with this. He is just, if he's left unchecked, with this deck, it is a spicy enough deck. He does damage. He does damage. So, you throw 1 spell, that's an automatic. If you throw a shock, 1 mana, that gives you 3 damage for the price of 1. Now, there used to be Lightning Bolt, which was a 1 mana, 3 damage spell, and that was even better. But this makes any spell worth it. Again, they see him on the field. Him and the Leeline Tyrant are the high targets for this deck that people target with this against this deck. Now, I have had players quit because they throw it on creatures. I kill off their creatures. Spicy. I've had it where I've removed so many creatures, and because of this guy and the Leeline Tyrant, I'm able to go all in and just hit and hit and hit and hit and hit and hit. And I could even target, I've actually targeted the Leeline Tyrant once to finish off an opponent on top of that with both of these guys out. I have done some tricks that have made it work. Now, again, to finish it off, we're playing 22 lands. I need to make those snow permanents, and I will be doing that at some point. But once that happens, this deck will pretty much be complete. I'm sure there's ways to improve it. Oh, yeah, and I was also going to hit the sideboard, which is the lesson spells. But I'm just going for more of the same. 3 mana, choose 1, start from scratch, deals 1 damage to any target, and destroy target artifact. There is artifacts that get played, so I go more for the destroy target artifact just in case I need it. Spirit Summoning, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. Illuminate history, discard a number of cards and draw that many cards, and if there are 7 or more cards in your graveyard, create a 3/2 red and white spirit creature token. 7 cards in your hand is not going to be that hard to do. and a little bit of card draw. And then Elemental Summoning just gives you a bigger creature, 4/4 blue and red Elemental Creature token. So basically, you play the lesson spell that does damage, and you get one of these cards, put it in your hand, and then you can play it. Usually, I want the extra mana, so I go more for the Spirit Summoning. But I've also played it with the Elemental Summoning also. So that is the deck. Again, it is spicy. And I'm sure there's other ways to play with this deck to be more impactful. But for me, this deck works really well. So, catch you on the next one. Give me your thoughts. Share and subscribe. Or like and subscribe. And give me your thoughts. And I will talk to you later. You guys have a good one.